Beansford sets up deep in the pocket. Goes down the field for Smith.
Has some time. Touchdown!
Steps up, does it. Pass is caught. That'll move the sticks. Tyrone Tracy. There he goes. Tracy. Towards the end zone for the Iowa touchdown.
Tis week 7 of the Big Ten football season, and Big Ten breakfast is here to warm your soul. You sip that coffee.
Right there with you.
That's too dramatic. I went down the wrong tube. That's failing early on Saturday morning. With me is corn hooker Chris May himself. How you doing? Shane can't be here. He's out saving lives or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Like a typical blue-blooded nose Michigan fan that he is. Big news.
He's like, I don't have time for this. We have Indiana. It's a bye week.
Last week, what really pissed me off was when he was like, that's why we believe in playing crappy teams to begin the season with. I'm like, we believe in that too. We just can't because we don't have Michigan tattooed on our side of our heads. Yeah. So we have to actually beat someone else other than Wisconsin to prove a point.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in the Big Ten has taken notice of the cupcake-ness that Michigan put out this year. But I did hear some people defending them, being like they scheduled UCLA this year and it got canceled. They had a couple games on there that they had to remove off the schedule because of conflicting issues. Is it because Harbaugh knew maybe he was going to be out? So, we don't know. We'll probably never know. But
yeah, Harbaugh is more respected than scandal-free Kirk Ferentz. Yeah. Well, I guess he's had a couple scandals as of late, huh? All right, rundown of week 7, as said by the Big Ten. We have a couple interesting things. Conference action continues this week. We got 3 teams on bye. Minnesota, the Cornhuskers, and Northwestern have bye weeks this week. There will be 3 Big Ten teams who appear on the AP poll. Number 2 is Michigan. Number 3, Ohio State, and number 6, Penn State. Penn State, who's Penn State playing today?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. That's right. That's right. All right.
Massachusetts is coming into Penn State to probably take $1 million bag just for a weird tune-up game. Week 7. That's kind of weird to have a non-con this kind of late.
What was they played someone big early on, didn't they? I thought, look into that. I thought that Penn State, because usually that happens, like how it works out for Nebraska too, doesn't it? Don't they get a break? I can't remember. You have to. Anyway, Penn State is in number 6, which is, I mean, they're not going anywhere if they blow out their opponent today. Let's see here. 4 Big Ten teams remain undefeated on the season. Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, and then this is Big Ten play, Wisconsin. So,
yeah, Penn State hasn't played any big game. The big game they played was Iowa. They played West Virginia week 1, Delaware week 2, Illinois week 3, Iowa 4, Northwestern 5. Yeah. So
how are they doing this makeup game? It must be like a makeup game or some promise made. Huh. Who do they play next
Is
week?
it homecoming?
It might be.
Next week they have Ohio State. They're at Ohio State.
Yeah, okay. So we get a cookie. We get a cookie.
One
Get
last
a cookie. Yep, one last cookie before they go into their gauntlet. So we're coming into gauntlet season. These last 5 games of the year really are going to be some turmoil to what happens to the Big Ten. How you feeling about Big Ten football going into week 7?
I kind of want to take like a moment of silence. All this buildup and hype, and we're like halfway through. We're almost done. Like it's heartbreaking. Like you get so jazzed and so juiced, and now we're week 7, and like our teams where we wanted them to be was the spring, the fall hype, was all that. Like like
This is what makes college football better than the NFL.
yeah.
Not that the NFL is an inferior product. I'm not I'm just saying that it means more. Like, boom.
Every week.
It's almost over. It is almost, you have waited 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost over again.
You follow depth charts. You followed high school kids, transfer portal, all this love and time and effort you've put into this. Some people have got tattoos on their butt cheeks. You've went deep into it for it to almost be over. And hopefully your team's on the right side of it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing. In your opinion, is it worse to lose right away? Or is it worse to lose that last game or that third to last game? Yeah. I mean, to me,
I want to say probably right off the bat, because you're still coming together. Like all you've been doing is hitting each other, hitting your own team. Like that first time the new opponent colors walk in, like it's an adjustment, By the end of it, you should be a well-oiled machine. You should know who you are, where you're going, what you're fighting for. If it's a bowl game, if it's whatever the case may be, like because then you got to hang your hat on that at the end of the year. You're if you don't make a bowl game or whatever, you're sending all your fans and everybody with a lasting moment. You don't want it to taste like vinegar. You want it to be joyful, so you can hang your hat on that and be like, you know what, we ended that season beating Iowa. That was great. Yeah, we had a lot of turmoil and coaching yahoos and this and that, but hey, big things are going to look up. I can't wait to really see what we're going to do in the offseason. If you lose, you're like, what's going to happen? Who's leaving? Who's staying? What are we doing?
That's one unique perspective from someone who's had. See, I've been on the other spectrum of that as a Iowa fan who's had a couple of undefeated seasons going late into the Big Ten schedule, and those games are gut-wrenching and sickening because it's Iowa and they're capable of losing any game just as capable as they are of winning them. And it's almost a relief when we I can remember a couple back in the early 2000s when Iowa would lose to Northwestern right before beating Michigan, number 2 ranked Michigan. Iowa would go into the big house and beat them. But the week before we'd lose to Northwestern, and then we'd lose the week after to Illinois.
Yeah, it's like coming out flat before and coming out flat after, and it's like, what? Like, just match that energy, bring that same energy, quit looking ahead, and yeah.
So this game has been
would be tough. That would be to be in your shoes. Yeah.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I'd much rather lose to Iowa State in week 2 than lose to
a team you definitely knew you should have beat.
Yeah. Purdue in week 9 is a heartbreaker versus, Iowa State, you can be like, you can make excuses and you can get past it if you start winning games after that. But, if you're winning games and rolling, because I've seen that from Michigan side where they were rolling and they'd come to Iowa or we'd go over there and, we were a 2-loss team at that point. And we roll Michigan, and by roll, I mean win in a last second field goal. But that's rolling Michigan in Iowa football terms,
So, hey, that's a dub.
That one I would
eat your wins.
More and to Michigan fans, it's weird because they don't really care as long as they beat Ohio State. Oh. Yeah, which they do care, but they don't really care. I mean, they could win the entire season, and if they lost to Ohio State, that's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah. Because usually that'll determine who represents in the Big Ten championship. So it's like everyone's goal is now the playoffs, but
there's a lot riding in on that game too.
Yeah.
Besides just the
because if you lose that, you're not out of just one, you're out of like several opportunities. You know what I mean? Like you cannot afford to lose that, because if you lose it, you don't get a chance to represent in the Big Ten. And then if you don't get in the Big Ten, you might not get into the playoff, or you might get a crappy bowl. So as a Michigan or Ohio State, whatever, you lose that game because that's what's been determining the who goes for the East. Like, you've wasted all that time and effort almost. If you peel it all the way back, it's that one game equals like 4 games in a sense. You know what I mean? It's there's a lot of weight on that.
Michigan has won 22 consecutive regular season games, tied for the seventh longest streak in Big Ten history. Can you name the one they're tied with? Ohio State from 2018 to 2021. 22 consecutive.
That didn't surprise me.
Wolverines are in the midst of an 18-game conference winning streak, one shy of matching the program record 19, set from 1990 to 1992. The current streak is the 5th longest in Big Ten history. So, Michigan, I guess you post stuff like this up, for motivation if you're Michigan going into Indiana. And what is with Big Noon doing their show? I mean, talk about bias towards the East. Yeah. Almost got myself there.
Yeah. I mean, I for sure thought even with the Iowa quarterback situation, like that game had, out of all the games this week, this one for the Big Ten, this one holds the most water, because this will determine who takes first place in the West, and we'll probably figure out who's going to represent us in the West. Like for them not to show Iowa and Wisconsin love just because they're afraid that it's going to be this big O hoopla and big O parade and pony show for like a game that could be 7-0, 3-0, 9-6. You know what I mean? It could be really low scored, or it could be a blowout depending on the quarterback situation for Iowa. I still think you need to put some respect on that game and put Big Noon in there, because Michigan is probably going to be up by 30 at halftime, and their backups are going to play the whole second half. So, like,
well, they
no
just
offense to Indiana, but
they want scoring. That's what they want. They want a flashy game like the Big 12 is giving them, or the Pac-12 is giving them. They want something with a little razzle dazzle, and you just don't ever get that in a in a slobber knocker of the West. They're ugly games fought by ugly teams, but you know what? It's a huge regional matchup, and the fact that you're not even showing it recognition. On let's be honest, this week is pretty dull for Big Ten football, right? So you would think a fight for the Big Ten West in the middle of the season, that they're going to look back on this game as a pivot point for one of these teams, could get a little recognition from the Big Ten Network and their affiliation with Fox. But no, we got to go watch Michigan roll on Indiana. And it's just, it's not been a good year for Big Ten football. Let's just be honest with that. It has not been pretty football at all. Let's see here. There's a couple more stats I wanted to go through before we go through our picks. Let's see here. A bunch of shit about Michigan. Blake Corum is up to almost 3,000 rushing yards. He's probably going to break that today. Good for 10th all time at Michigan, and 86 yards shy of passing Billy Taylor for 9th. Corum's 41 career rushing touchdowns have him tied 4th at the University of Michigan. And the senior running back is tied as the national leader in rushing touchdowns, 10 so far this year, while Wilson, their wide receiver, is 3rd in receiving touchdowns. So Michigan, well-oiled machine. Their average for defense and allowing points against went up to 6.7 this week. So it was at 6, but 6.7. Then it's followed by, let's see here, Nittany Lions, and then we have Ohio State, Rutgers, Iowa, Maryland. So some,
does Penn State have the best defense in the country right now, rankings wise?
Let's see. So according to the Big Ten release right now, says, let's see, Nittany Lions rank number 2 nationally in scoring defense at 9.6 points per game. The Wolverines lead the nation in scoring defense at 6.7 points per game, while ranking number 17 nationally in scoring offense at 37.3. That's crazy that you're number 17 and you're putting almost 40 points on the board every game. That's crazy. Yeah, so the Nittany Lions are number 2, allowing 3 more points than Michigan. However, they're 11th in their scoring offense, averaging 40.6 points a game.
I did stumble across that Iowa scores more points on offense than Nebraska this year. That was yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I got that little stat at like midnight, 1:30 in the morning, and I was just like, ugh. Like, that is not what you want to hear.
What did you pick up from watching Wisconsin football this year?
I still think they're trying to figure out what they're trying to do with this new offense. The couple games that I've watched, like what they're doing with Braylon Allen, not just getting him murdered, running him between the tackles and actually getting him in space and whatnot, it's pretty interesting. But that team, I think they're probably going to be pretty scary next year when they get some more pieces in that fit that system a little better. But it's just different because it's not the same Wisconsin that we've always been accustomed to, where they run the ball 150 times a game and their backs average 250 yards. It's more modern day offense and stuff, but it's also like you could tell that they're still learning and they're still figuring out, because like some of it is ugly, and then when it clicks, you're like, oh shoot, like that's explosive.
Let's watch a couple videos here, because I got a couple clips of Wisconsin's only loss so far this season to Washington State. Oh, sorry. Had a Hillary Clinton moment there. All right. And this, I just sort of game planning.
Play clock all the way down to 2. Ward over the top.
I mean, have you noticed, like, are they soft in the secondary? Is that sort of their weak spot? I mean, their defense really looked bad in this game, and I don't expect this against Iowa whatsoever. But I mean, like, there was so many broken coverages on that play, and I just haven't heard anything. Wisconsin used to be run the ball, throw if you had to, and then your defense just, suffocated you. It was pretty much a form of Iowa football. That's why these games were so huge back in the day, because it was the best of pro style football, So I watched, I remember watching this game, and it was just so ugly.
It's hard to tell though, because I mean it is week 2, but they look a lot better than this now. So I mean I don't know how much you can take away from this.
Win? What was their latest win? Was it Rutgers they beat? I think Rutgers they beat.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean,
Rutgers, yeah. 24-13.
Yeah, and that game they just got ahead. I think the guy threw for almost 300 yards.
That wouldn't be a bad one to watch to kind of see what you're going to get, because Rutgers, they play hard for a little while. They just can't put it all together, it seems like. I mean, so they'll show you real moments of strength, and you're going to have to figure out how to beat them. And then for some reason, I don't know if it's talent or what it is, but it just kind of it fades, and then everybody gets ahead of them, and then they can't catch up.
This was from last week. Share some extended highlights that they played here. A lot of out routes from last week. I noticed that. I mean, they were picking on them, and then they're just a bully team too. That pro style running, hit their zone and find the hole. But Rutgers did not give up. Like they made adjustments and were able to, stop the bleeding. This is the part that scares me the most, is our interior D line is not strong, and this draw play shit that they run could really gouge us for some yards in between the 20s. I was already bad on their interior D line.
Yeah, the little checkdowns to Braylon Allen, you're gonna have to, because you don't want to get him with speed and room to run.
It's going to be having to be disciplined for our linebackers. Going to have to stay in their zone, and our edge rushers are going to have to get to him to cause some disruption.
Yep.
Let's see here. Go. I mean, Wisconsin looks solid, dude. I don't expect Iowa to win this game, not to give away my picks for this week, but it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for us. Unless Deacon Hill has a Ben Roethlisberger-like moment because he's playing against his former school. There could be a little motive, and I haven't accounted for, there is bad weather, little personal grudge.
That might be just what they need,
Might be just what they need. Yes. It all depends if Brian Ferentz can get out of his way.
Yeah. So Deacon, he's transfer from Wisconsin?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that until I just read that was it a couple days ago, yesterday? With all the details.
Yeah, he's got to play. He's got to play better. I mean, he cannot look like he looked last week.
Yeah, he was a former Wisconsin quarterback, entered the transfer portal in October. So, he did not register any stats during his time in Madison. Yep. So that's maybe a little motivation.
Yeah.
little motivation.
You're going to want to come out and play hard and better. You're going to want to show the team that didn't give you any love or reps that they missed out. You know what I mean? Like, you got to hope he has that on his shoulders and is like, yeah, here we go. You know, saddle on my body of 260 pounds. Let's go.
Let's go. All right.
Let's go to Camp Randall and shock the world.
Hey, man, this would be a huge win for Iowa. Huge win for Iowa if they can pull this off. Still don't think they'd win the Big Ten, even if they win this game. But it would nonetheless prevent Wisconsin from outright walking in with it, you know, which I'm okay with. I am okay with that. Let's go over our picks. We've got I'll just do a quick rundown, then we'll come back and do them one by one. Indiana at Michigan, noon. Ohio State at Purdue on Peacock. No one's watching that game at noon. Michigan State at Rutgers, Big Ten Network at noon. Illinois at Maryland, 3:30 p.m. on NBC. UMass at Penn State, Big Ten Network. And at 4 p.m., Iowa at Wisconsin, the prime time game on Fox. Indiana at Michigan. What's the money line? What's
the line? The line is 33 for Michigan.
Wow. Michigan 33. Do we know the weather in Michigan?
Ooh, let me look. Let's see.
47, rainy, only a high of 51 today. Supposed to rain until it's supposed to rain all day today. Shitty weather. Wind
9-mile-an-hour winds or 13. Sorry, yep. Yeah.
I'm not going to take it.
I'm definitely not taking. I can see Indiana backdoor covering this thing. You know, like I said earlier, I think Michigan will be up, you know, big by halftime. They'll put their backups in, and then Michigan will end up. The score it'll be like 33-10 or 33-7. You know what I mean? Like something where the spread will just miss. You know, so. But I'm gonna take Michigan on the money line and Indiana to cover.
I'm taking Indiana to cover. Michigan money line. All right, Ohio State at Purdue. What's the
Ohio State by 17.
Ooh.
All right, so
it's interesting. Does Vegas not think Ohio State's good?
I don't know.
Or does Purdue just get more respect than Indiana?
But Purdue hasn't showed anything. Like,
it's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe the fact that Ohio State kind of starts slow sometimes. I'm not sure why that is 17. I don't.
I take Ohio State both. That's mine. I'll take Ohio State to cover. I'll take Ohio State for the win.
Yep, I'm on that with you as well. So yeah, because I don't see, as much as I want Purdue to shock the world. They have not looked good. Like I said, they've played good in pieces, but not. You know, it's like going to the laundromat and needing $1.50, and you got 75 cents. So eventually they'll have the full $1.50, but right now we ain't got it.
You got some dirty clothes in that locker room.
Yeah.
Michigan State at Rutgers, noon. Homecoming for Rutgers on the Big Ten Network.
Rutgers -4.5.
Wow.
I mean, everyone is just doo-dooing on Michigan State, and I love it.
Wow.
But this game's ugly.
Rutgers got a great defense though this year.
Yeah.
What
-4.5.
What are they allowing for points? It is Rutgers is allowing 14.7 points per game. Against a Michigan State team that did not look horrible against Iowa.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting.
I'm going to go with Shiano and the boys.
To cover for both?
Yep, for both. Give me Rutgers all the way through.
I'm torn on this one. I really am. I want to go against you on this, but my gut tells me it's not smart. I want to believe Michigan State can have a movie made about this at the end of the season. 3 years of horrible scandals. The poor
Is it going to be rated X? Is it going to be something you got to pay for?
Oh, no, we're not going to see any of that. We're going to pick up the plight of the boys that can't transfer anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Else,
okay.
So
it'll be on Disney.
Yeah. It'll be on Disney. Well, Disney. Okay, I'm not getting into that. We'll pick. We'll go Rutgers for everything. God damn it. We've got Illinois at Maryland. Homecoming for Maryland. Also, interesting fact about Maryland, Tulia Tagovailoa is in the running for what's the award here called? God dang it. It's some sort of award. God damn it. I can't find it. It's going to sound really smart. I just thought that was sort of cool. But it's like athletic. It's athletic and student award. I forget. It was like some. Okay. Can't remember the name of it.
So he's good in the classroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he's good in the classroom. But yeah, it's it's ran not just through the Big Ten. I do believe it's a national award that he's in the running for. But anyway, who do you got? What's the numbers for that game?
Maryland -13, and Illinois sucks. To say it politely, they are dog water. So no offense to dogs or water, but Illinois they are boo-boo. So I'm going to go Maryland -13. I just hope that Maryland's defense can play nice the whole game and not let Illinois get some garbage TDs at the end. And Tulia doesn't throw picks, like he's got to play a good game. He's got to play a really clean game because if he starts throwing turnovers, you get the defense back out there without them resting. But Illinois, they just look so bad. Even Nebraska just should have beat them by 50. So I'm going to go Maryland on both.
Yep, I'll take Maryland for both too. 12 Big Ten Conference students are among the 201 semifinalists for the 2023 William Campbell Trophy, presented annually to the nation's top football scholar/athlete. Representing the Big Ten this year is there's quite a few people, but Tulia Tagovailoa is also in that running. So congratulations to those guys. Not an easy task.
No.
All right. Next game is
Massachusetts at Penn State.
Yeah, that's right.
What are they? The Minutemen? The Minutemen? Massachusetts?
I think so. Yeah. Paul Revere warning of their impending doom by the Penn State.
They're about to look good for about a minute when they run on the field, and that's about it because this game is going to get – they just got to come in, collect that bag, pay for their whole athletic department with this one football game.
Yeah. Thanks, fellas. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, great experience, huh, kids?
Yeah. The water polo team gets to play again. Thank you. Yeah, Penn State by 1 million. But
number?
42 minus 42 for Penn State. That's the
42, huh?
spread on that. Yeah. So
what's up, Daniel Tia? Feel free to call into the show if you got any hot takes for this week 7 of the Big Ten. All right. So you're picking Penn State to cover, and what do you pick? Or is it my turn to pick? Or did you already pick?
no, it's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I will do. What's the weather in Penn State right now? That's what we need to be focusing on. It is rainy and dreary everywhere. Where do they play? Happy Valley, Pennsylvania. What do we got going on?
It looks like right now it's 58 degrees with some light rain.
Okay. All right. This is afternoon, and it's supposed to get beautiful in the afternoon. It's going to be a gorgeous day for football.
Wind gusts of 8 miles an hour with a humidity of 97.
65 degrees. The high for today. Oh, is it a good day to sling the ball, May? I think it is.
Well, you got to think, Franklin, one of the reporters pretty much came out and said, why the hell are you not throwing the ball and taking shots? I'm not saying Franklin's going to come out and be like, I'm going to show you taking shots, and he's going to throw the ball 50 times, which I wish he would. That'd be fantastic. Because then for sure Penn State's covering this. But
I hate it when it's 42 points. What's the do we know what the over under is on this?
Yeah, I can look.
I'm curious. Because I mean this really,
the over under is 55.
55. So they're gonna score 10 points. Is that what they're saying? I'm gonna pick
that's Happy Valley, Oregon, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, type
in. It is.
Type in University Park, Pennsylvania.
Oh, let's see. Now that's I was wondering what you were looking at. I was like,
It's supposed to rain all day.
I'm gonna pick UMass. I'm gonna pick UMass to cover. Pennsylvania money line. I won't call them Penn State. Fuck them. Sorry, got carried away. What are you picking here, May?
I'm doing Penn State money line for sure. Massachusetts to cover the 42 if the weather is going to be like that. I'm going to go with the Nittany Lions to cover.
What? No way. Oh, I got to get that as a little clip.
Yeah, I'm going to. Come on, James Franklin.
All right. This is it. Right here.
Iowa at Wisconsin. -9, Wisconsin.
All right. What do we got? What's our numbers for today's game?
Wisconsin is favored by 9, -9. It's what's it going to be there in where the hell?
Homecoming for Wisconsin
in Madison. Is it homecoming? I don't
think it is. I don't think it is. No, it is not. Okay. So we got 3 homecoming games today. That's Michigan at Rutgers. Maryland has a homecoming, and Penn State's homecoming is today. Iowa at Wisconsin. Wisconsin is favored by 9 in Madison, and I am going Iowa. to lose and not to cover this.
So you're going Wisconsin?
I'm going Wisconsin.
Oh my God.
Wisconsin. I don't believe in Iowa. They haven't proven anything to me. I'd much rather take an L here and be wrong than to believe my Hawkeyes could stand up to Wisconsin in the Big Ten West and regain any sort of positive talk towards that program.
This is actually a really good series. Do you know what the series record is for this matchup? It's 49-45 and 2.
Iowa?
Wisconsin. I mean, that's competitive.
It was the early mark onto Kirk Ferentz's, our head coach's rise to greatness in the University of Iowa was he would consistently beat Barry Alvarez in Wisconsin. And those were huge games. Like I remember listening to those on the radio in the parking lot late in the afternoon. Barry Alvarez's last game that we played against him, we beat him. So, I mean, that was a huge win for Kirk Ferentz. So it was a real quality win.
Mm-hmm.
But we have not looked good against Wisconsin for quite some time now. And probably, I think 5, 6, 7 years. And Wisconsin has taken our brand of football and has done it better.
Yep.
We're getting close to a decade now. So that's, real concerning to me going into today's game. Now, Deacon Hill could have had just a rough game last week against the mighty. So I don't think that's the case. I think it is par for course for Iowa football. So
I hope Cooper DeJean picks Tanner Mordecai, and Iowa wins in a shocker. That's how I hope it plays out. But
I mean, it would be beautiful. I expect Iowa to have at least 3 turnovers today. Yeah. It's not gonna be a pretty football game. 9 points. Wisconsin probably pulls away in the 4th, seals the deal, gets it out of a single score game. Or Wisconsin, I mean, they've been starting hot too, so they could just easily march down there and just take control of the game early on and never let go of it.
What are you gonna do? I mean, if Wisconsin's up 14 at half, I mean, are you turning it off, or you think there's hope?
Well, I have a structured system when listening to my Hawkeyes. If it becomes to the point I lose hope, it switches over to radio coverage of the game, so I can at least clear my mind by participating in fruitful activities.
There you go.
Instead of sinking myself into a mass depression of 20 plus wasted years of Iowa letting me down consistently, I can listen to announcers pretend they're interested in the game. And I've known those guys for 20 some years. And it's weird, dude. There'd be days.
I actually love that. I think I'm going to have to adopt that.
It's a great system, because you get to be constructive and do something, even though, the outcome of the game, right? You still want to listen to it, hear for any key points or little bits of hope that there might be. But there's no sense in sitting another 3 hours to watch it unfold, So just put it on the radio, get to know your local collegiate athletic announcers for the university of the team you prefer, and get some shit done, make the kids feel like they're loved, whatever you have to fake.
Whatever chores you got to get done, go ahead and just knock them out.
Knock them out. Yep. Get it over with. That way you can at least enjoy Sunday football and another string of disappointment. How is your team doing in the NFL? I haven't paid attention. Are they doing all right? Who's your team? You sort of flip flop, don't you? Since Houston's doing good, are you now a Houston fan?
No.
Since you're
I'm gonna go, with Tennessee, with the Titans,
But originally they're from Houston, so really you're a
Yeah.
Houston Oilers fan. So Houston,
but
Texas replaced the
I was a Cincinnati Carson Bengal fan. Carson Palmer.
Don't you?
That's where I was many, many moons ago. But
I've never forgiven him for beating us in the Rose Bowl.
So it's
Yeah.
But if I say, "Oh, I want to cheer for the Bengals," they're like, "Oh, you're a bandwagoner. Oh, get us while we're good." And I'm like, I mean, I was watching with Kitna and Carson Palmer back in the day, So, but I mean, the pro game, I'm not really, like I don't love it like I do Nebraska, and like if I have to work a Saturday, like I get really upset. Like a Sunday, I don't care. Like it is what it is. But like a Saturday, I want my Saturdays off. I want to either get boozed and just lost in the misery, and then have to take a nap and then hang out with the family, or scream and rejoice and jump up and down and put everybody in matching jerseys and have a great time.
I'm going to give you a piece of advice that will really help, and especially in today's climate, to ensure that every Saturday is off. You go to your employer. There's a little prep work involved with this. You're gonna have to buy a few supplies, items of clothing. It might behoove you to start growing your beard out a little bit. But then you go to your boss and you tell them that you have converted to Judaism, and that the Sabbath lands on a Saturday, and it is a holy day meant to spend
religion.
Family.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could sue them if they chose to fire you for taking Saturdays off. And then, during the off season, oy vey if you have to come in for a Saturday every now and then. But this is a foolproof plan to make sure that you will get every Saturday. And if someone denies you, they are anti-Semitic. So you
can't have that now. Can't have
that now. This is a golden opportunity, man, to convert to Judaism and get to watch college football. And plus, I think if you can get the family on board with this, who knows what type of accountants you'll raise in that community. So there are plenty of great possibilities, plus sides to doing this. No?
Yeah, more pros than cons, huh?
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Bacon. No one's got to see you eat it. Just don't go out and eat it like a
just
like a schmutt.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
I need to share something with the audience.
Okay.
I need to find it real quick. I need to hold on.
Just got very serious all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I was just getting ready to, exit out, but I saw the panic in your eyes. So
let's figure out how to do this.
No, that's fine. Glad you prepared yourself for it.
Here we go.
Okay.
Can you see that and hear it?
Get on this moment right now. So I'll just be here for a second, right? I'm dead serious. Like, to take a minute. Let's be everybody be right here. Okay. You guys worked your ass off to be right here. So let me tell you what's going to happen today. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen today. We're putting away childish things. Okay, we're putting away fear because there's no reason for us to be afraid. Okay, we're putting away expectation. We are going to go out there today, and we are going to play the way we play. It's about our football. It's about the things you freaking guys do. I don't want anybody on that field hoping or waiting. I want guys out there demanding it from themselves and believing in the guys next to them, believing in what they do. I want to see your personalities come out tonight. As long as you just win one rep at a time. I just want you one rep at a time. I don't want you getting pulled out. I don't want you thinking about the score. I don't want you thinking about shit else, man. Just like if we played these guys at practice. How would you guys be? You go after them. And that's what's happening tonight. I believe in you guys. That was clear. The coaches believe in you guys. You guys believe in each other, believe in yourselves, believe in the process, one snap at a time. RDV, every snap, what's next? Play like brothers. Play like brothers. Pick each other up. Help each other out tonight, man. That's why we've gone through what we've gone through. The camp you went through the first 2 weeks, but there ain't no victims here. If we die, we die. If we die, we die. But go steal home base like Ron said. Go do it tonight. Go make your place. Go be you. Just be brotherhood. Let's go, man.
Play fake. Beckford sets up deep in the pocket. Goes down the field for Smith.
Has some time. Touchdown!
Steps up, guns it, pass is caught, that'll move the 6. Tyrone Tracy,